Welcome to this DaVinci Resolve Fusion node breakdown. Today's node is the Create Bump Map node. We're going to jump into Fusion and we've got a little setup and I've got a blend node for a material there. And let's say we just want to create a texture on here, like a bump map texture. So we can bring in the Create Bump Map node. And with this node, technically, it's meant to convert a grayscale height map image into a bump map. So we could take, say, a height map. If I can find one here real quick. A height map, which looks like this. And it's just based off of luminance to create a height map. So we could take this image and put it into our Create Bump Map. And what this is going to do is allow us to create a bump map based off of that image. So if we jump over to our Create Bump Map, in our first setting is our filter size. And what our filter size means is either using a 3x3 pixel or 5x5 pixel to determine kind of the radius of the pixels sampled. And lower will be a faster render. Higher will be a slower render, but will be more detailed. In our height channel, this determines what channel we're using to pick our actual height from. So if I jump down here to our height scale and I start raising our height scale, we can see that based off that luminance channel, we're creating a height map. And what this is doing is this is actually creating vector data to feed into our bump node to be able to tell it how high our little bumps are supposed to be here. So this isn't necessarily RGB, it is RGB, but it's feeding actual vector data. That's why these colors are kind of odd, the purples and the blues and everything. This is all vector data. But we can go in our height channel, we can pick an average, we can pick max, min, we can pick different color channels to use if we want. And up here in our filter size, we can increase it to make it more detailed if we want. Our clamp normal Z will clamp our blue channels, which will lower the values of the overall bump map. So you can see as I raise that, that's getting lighter in here. And our wrap mode determines how our edges are going to be wrapped, whether it's wrapped, clamped, or mirrored. And this is for if we're trying to create seamless textures, which we are not going to out of this one. But if you're creating a seamless texture, you would use the wrap, clamp, and mirror to get your seams correct. And as I said, your height scale determines the height scale of your overall map. And your texture depth just determines whether you're using 8, integer 16, float 16, or 32, or using the actual source. So to be able to see what's happening here, we're going to add a bump map. And we're going to input that into our bump map material. So if we look at our render node, and as soon as we input this into our bump map, and we tell our bump map that it's an actual bump map, you can see we've got a bump map applied to our texture. And if we go to our shape and we transform it, we can spin it, and it's applied to our overall texture. Now you don't have to use a height map to do this. You can create your own if you want. So we could bring in a fast noise. And on our fast noise, we can just change up our look. And actually, let's go ahead and input that into our bump map. If we look at our actual bump map, we can see what our fast noise is doing. So if we change our contrast up a little bit, we can raise and lower our brightness. We can change our scale. You can change the angle of it. You can change your seethe. And if we really wanted to, we could keyframe our seethe so it's animated. And if we look at our render now, you can see we've got a animated little texture there. And we can go to our blend node. We can change this color to, say, a blue. And now we got some water going on. And if you don't like how it looks, you can come into your fast noise. You can change up your detail a little more. And there you go. You've got a fast noise texture animated going on your little sphere there. And of course, we can also use regular footage if you wanted to. So if we go back to our bump map, and let's bring in some footage. We're going to go ahead and bring this in. And now we've got a bump map created off of footage. So if we go to our little render, let's go to our shape and let's move that there. You can see we've got a bump map from her eye right there. And we could actually take this and we could input it into the diffuse color. And let's change that back to white. So it's the actual color. And there you go. You've got a creepy eye texture on your sphere. So that is the Create Bump Map node. I will see you in the next node breakdown.